Welcome in, guys. Good old Wednesday morning. A little bit of trading right when the bell hits right here. We are 1 hour into the open day, and we're just taking advantage of some shorts here before the big moves up. Let's see here. Once again, it's your boy VC. Thanks for joining. Alright, so right now we're just entering a easy short here on ETC. We're looking for a quick 1% move here to take our margins and grab a quick 12%, but we're looking, this should get 2% for us, or 24%, which would basically be a 24% gain on here for us right here. So we're just looking to get this to 24%, nice little $50 gain, and then we're going to get out of this trade here. The object here is just to make a solid trades every single time and just build this up, and we're going to take this 300 up to I don't know, I'm going to do a $5,000 for the week. So let's see what we can do this week all the way to next Wednesday. Alright, let's see here. Hopefully you're taking a look at the market, see what's going on out there. We do have some basically, right now you're getting what's called dead cat bounces, where they come back, bounce, come back, and then on here you would be doing the banker's coin, which is when you see this next bounce up, you would get to some type of level up here, and then you would re-short that down, and then you would go for the long for the double take up back up to its double move there. Most time Baker, what people do is they'll let this go all the way back up, and then when it bounces down, that's the range they would play the next bounce in a long. There's a couple strategies there that you guys can do to get you guys set up. As always, if you want to follow, make sure you find everything. Just go over to Linktree, which is Linktree Venture Capitalist, and that'll get you in a position where you can take advantage of everything that you see, get information, follow, etc. But yeah, linktree.com/venture capitalist, and that will get you everywhere you need to go. Let's get back to this trade here. Working well here. We got 12% already, 300 bucks. We got a quick $35. And what we're looking for here is, Marcy, what's the profit take that we're looking for? All right, I'll pull it up here real quick. All right, so we got ET short here coming. This was an alert earlier today at 8:56. It's 9:08. So we got a 20x margin, future entry 27.48, stop loss 27.60, 50% profits on targets, move up. So our first target is 27.15. That's 1%. Where are we at right now, Mars? 27.24. So we're almost to target 1 already. That's going to be 20% gains. Now we're using a 20x on future, which means that we get 12% take-home profit on whatever we're putting out there. And then our main target here is target 2. This is where we get 2%, 40% gain, which is our 24%, which is what we want to take home. So 24% on $300 would be $75. So we're looking from $50 to $75 hit on this, and that's where we're at right now. Here's our entry. This was the chart that goes up in the Discord, and we have in the Discord call outs and everything like that. It's 50 bucks a month. You get call outs, you get to see all the trades that I'm doing, and you get to basically hop into what I'm doing, and just kind of like stay in where we're at. Other than that, that's where we're at right here. We're just pulling this trade right here. Let me see here. And how we're getting to this trade is simply based on some movement here. So right now, this is not the trade that we're going to keep in the long haul. Give me 1 second here. I got to alert my Discord that they can come live. Let's see, live trading on Twitter and YouTube. Put that right there, and let me throw out the alert. Yeah, you keep busy when you do all this other stuff. I mean, it's not easy to trade, send alerts, answer emails, respond to everybody, and just keep up with everybody. I mean, it's kind of where we are. So what's the alerts, live trading on Twitter and Discord? Well, not Discord, YouTube. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So now that we got that, let's get back to our trade. Let's focus on what we're doing. All right. So the goal here is basically, like we like to do, is basically I like a $50 trade, 50 to 75 bucks, and then I call it a day. I move on to the next trade. The secret to building a really wealthy bag is that you don't overextend yourself and go for the home runs. There are a lot of trades that I get 200% on, which are literally take home profit of 120%. So it's an easy double the bag day. But to stay consistent, you don't want to get greedy. You want a 1% move or 2% move on any coin, and that's pretty much it. So let's take a look at our coin here that we're going into. So right now we have a buy signal here, or what's called a we have indicators that we use that are buy and sell indicators. And as you can see, this original indicator, my sell indicator, popped up and gave me a short on this at 29.28, which we then rode all the way down, and we took profits on here, which was approximately about 36%. And now what we're waiting for is basically the dead cat bounce, which is we got one little pullback here and a full drop, and now the dead cat bounce will be a little bit taller. And as you can see here, we're tracking it. We are closing in on our RSI above the 100 oversold, so that's a good rejection sign. And another thing is, to get entries, we're going to basically use our indicators here to see where we're at. So right here is the entry on the short, which will literally get us up to 27.49, and I'll let us know that that's the short, and that is the top of our little movement here, and that gave us a nice little short entry with the RSI being maxed out, and then that's kind of where we're at there. Second thing is, we're looking for a reason why there's a rejection, and as we come across, we can see that this is the average moving of the 1, 2, 3. So normally when you get a triple top that's starting to happen, you're starting to know that you're starting to hit a rejection area. So it's easy to pull in here and take a entry on a 27.49 short. And the second thing is we go to our 5 minute. Our 5 minute is crucial because we're going to use a 200 moving average on our 5 minute. And as you can see here, the moving average is about $27 and 48 cents was the first rejection as the 200 was coming down, and then eventually the 200 levels out. As you can see, we rejected, and then the final rejection came in here, and notice how we have a sell sign here. Now we got the sell here, and with our indicators, the sell came in at 27.40. Now we don't take that sell button because if you notice, our RSI was already dropping down on the 5 minute. So we're always going to wait for the RSI to bounce and then reject the second time, because basically what you want is the pullback and then an entry. And now, plus we didn't have all the indicators weren't lined up, because here you can see on the sell that I didn't have a full, my trend line was still green. I wasn't fully off my RSI, and then I let my bounce back happen, which we got right here, which puts us in this position here with RSI finally turning, which is the entry point that we took. Now we were able to get in off the bouncing of the 200 because it's already rejected so many times. So that was an easy decision to basically say we're going to enter at 27.48, 27.49, and then ride this down, which is where we are now, as you can see by our entry and our profits. Now the best part is that we got the entry part for most people. It should be 27. Let's see what we got here. The entry. main chat. The entry for this trade is 27.48. Let's go over to trading view and 27.48. We'll put it a little bit lower. We'll get it into the 27.47 mark. All right, so there's our entry right there, and that's off the 200, which we got perfectly. And now we're running down. So our stop loss here is going to be a simple 1% move, and that will be able to be seen as we come across here. Let me pull this in. All right, there we go. So our stop here is at 0.72%. You normally want to stay about 0.5% to 75. So 0.5 to 0.75. Based on here, we can see that the retracements and everything else wasn't that high, so we can lower it down to 7.72, and we could even take this down to 0.5 if we wanted. I just wanted to play that if there was a spike or something in there, we didn't get knocked out of our trade, simply because you got to remember that every time you go into a trade, it costs you money. So the last thing you want to do is to get knocked out of a trade before you made any money, right, on a spike for no reason. But yeah, so here's our entry, 27.46 we'll say for everything, and then our first profit is going to be 1% move, which is 27.18, which is where we're looking to head right now. But I want to really get the 2% move, which is 26.90. Now, from the previous moves, as we can tell, the average consolidation is setting up to where it does look like the average consolidation is kind of in this zone here. Which is okay. That's why I'll be looking to take profits at 27.99. But I think we'll get a wick here, and we'll wick it down to 27.90, and we'll be able to get our full 24% or 40% profits actually. So that'll be a 40% gain on a 20x, but you're only getting 60% of that. So that means that's a 24% take right there. So that's not bad right there. I'll take that all day. But that does look like where we're heading to retest and get ourselves in that position. The second thing I want to do here is just kind of like look at my 1% again, just so I have an idea where I want to be. And that's going to be the 27.18. And this is going to be there. So now I just take this line here, 27.18. And those are my two profit zones right there. So now I know that's what I'm looking for. When they start hitting, I can check back. But that's pretty much it right now, guys. We're just trading in there, looking for these simple things, getting ourselves a look at all the stuff that's going on out there. Let's take a look at Algo and start running around to see if there's any other plays that are happening. Now Algo's a little more interesting. Obviously get rid of that. Okay, so now Algo, as you can see here, Algo had its big dip, it's consolidated, another big dip, and now it's in the consolidation zone. And this is kind of in the same scenario that we're seeing here, is that we have a buy signal here on the 5-minute, which is pushing up, which just means that it's going to reject off these zones. So this entry here on this short was probably about 34.12, and now this is going to run back down and more than likely touch this line here at 32.81. Now to see if that's worth any money, let's go ahead and take a short position here and say that we're playing at the let's see if we can bounce back up here and get an average of 33.98, right? Now if we take this down to its average right here, that's not bad. That's a 2% gain right here, this little halfway down. So if it actually just goes based on its average consolidation, which is right about here, we're at 1.5%. That's a nice little gain considering how much it's already come off this top line. The entry up here should have been 34 cents. So with that already done, getting in at 33 33.98ish, which would be on this next push here. I mean, yeah, we could easily scrape together a 2% win here pretty nicely. So this will be another short that we'll be putting up here. Let's take a look at how we build this real quick. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the 1 minute, and the 1 minute has a buy, right? Which is great because the 1 minute has a buy, which means we're going to push up. The RSI is already oversold, which isn't good, and it's already hitting the 200 moving average. So it looks like the entry here is 33.88. So let's build a quick algo move here. All right, so algo entry is going to be 0.3389. Okay, and it looks like that's going to be the entry right here. So let's grab this. And move this over here to an entry of 3388, which is fine, meaning our 2% move would be 33.21, which is completely doable here. And just to be safe, to always take a 12% or a 20%, we're going to do a 1.5% gain here. And we're going to take profits at 33.3. All right. Target 33.3. Now let's get our stop loss. Our stop is just simply going to be a 0.5%. So our stop loss is going to be 34.06. Now the best part is, now that we kind of got that in there, we can start making our adjustments based on our 1 minute, right? So now our 1 minute is giving us a little bit of a spike and a push up, which is great, which means that we can be looking to get in here at 33.99, so 33.95 entry, 33.99. So we're growing here. It looks like it's going to try to push up here, so we're going to get even a better opportunity to make some money here. 34 cents. Awesome. Our RSI is bouncing. Let's take a look at the 3 minute here. Let's see here. Nice. So there's our 3 minute. So we're going to let this 3 minute RSI play out. And that's where we're going to look for our entry. So our entry is probably going to be, hopefully we can tap out here at 34.04, 34.06 even. 34.12 would be lovely. And that means that we can increase our percentages there perfectly. So entry here would be 34.07. 34.07. Our stop loss here would be 34.2. And then our profits are now rolling at 33.5. So we're looking really good here, 33.5. All right, so that's one we can put out there in algo. Algo short incoming. Put that out there like that, and that's pretty much what we're looking for here. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, the most important thing, guys, is always hit your stop loss. You want to take a 0.5% loss anytime you get in, and then you're always looking for your 1 to 2% gain, so that way you're always on top. Let's take a look here and go back to our ETC. This looks like we're going to be playing this out for a little bit of time. Not a bad move here. We do have a buy signal on our 1 minute again. And we're just looking for the rejections here off the normal side there, which we're getting, which is good. And our 3 minute, you know, this is why you always want to, before you get into your shorts or whatever you're getting into, you always want your 3 minute RSI to kind of run its course, and when it breaks down, that's when you want to get in your position of your short, right? Because most of the time it's going to continue to play the high end. This is why you want to make sure that you have a very solid entry plan, so that way you can, you know, you want to be in the highest entry spot right there. So our entry is 27.42.5. Not too bad. You know, you're going to have some spikes here and there, but our market here is 27.46. So what we're looking for here is for the RSI to finish doing what it's doing. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. The 1 minute's already maxed out. So we should be seeing some sort of rejection eventually here once the 3 minute comes down. But that's where you want to be. You want to be in your highest possible. And this is, I think, the most thing that you guys want to kind of learn here is that you see when you're getting in a consolidation move and you're getting ready to get into a particular position, you're playing the higher highs, higher lows. Once you start seeing this trend of the coin doing the same thing, this is what's called the top of a channel, and then you have basically the bottom of the channel, right? So right now we know that we're going from a 27.50 to a 27.17 mark. So a lot of times, if that's a good move there, that's actually like a 4% move. That's a 40% gain every time. If you play the top of this channel to the bottom, you can really make some profits here. And then in between there, you have moving averages, right? So this is the 200 moving average. So then just playing the top of this channel and the moving average, just to show you what I mean, like you guys, if you're playing margins or stuff like that, the reason why we teach and educate people on that is because these are the type of scenarios that help out. So let's say the top of this channel here, right, is the average, and you go in there, and now let's see that if you go down to the 200 moving average, that is a 0.071% move, right, which is almost a 1% move. Now if you are, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're using, oh, we got a breakout here, hold on. Nah, we're all right there. If you're using, oh, it's the 10:30 hour, so this is where we kind of go long on things. So, yeah, we're gonna get a push here. Hold on, 1 second here. Do. We're gonna hold off on shorts, and we're gonna run the what's it called, the 10:30 a.m. push for the next 2 hours. Look for longs. All right, so this is why when you're teaching and going through charts, it's really hard to go through because you got to literally watch charts like crazy. But here we have a push here. We're pushing through our little section here. But what I wanted to go through was, getting yourselves into a position where once you find some type of trend, 3 times, 1, 2, 3-ish, this type of trend here is going to take you to the next movement, right? So you see it's breaking out here a little bit, but you're going to see a move here that we should get some type of rejection off our RSI on our 3-minute and come back down and get to where we need to be. But once you start seeing trends like that, if you can kind of find the trend and you're just waiting for one particular move, meaning that once it has a breakdown like this breakdown here, you can get into a reversal or a long here and say, if you're really watching one coin, right? A lot of times guys get kind of caught up in watching all the coins. Pick one coin that makes money and just ride it up and down, and find a coin that has a channel that makes you enough money that on the ups and downs you're making your 1 to 2% moves. So that way you can just, that if you got $1,000 on a 20x or 30x move, that it simply means that if it moves 1% on a 20x, that is a 12% move. So that's $120 each time you trade on that one particular move. So once you master that kind of game plan and you find these little channels, you can start getting into the channels, right? So see here's a channel, buying in here, ride the channel, sell, and now you're waiting. And even if you see the 200, you can say to yourself, does that make me money if this drops to the 200? And it does. It goes to 1%. So if you're running a 30x, that's 6, 12, 18% times 3. So that's not a bad move when you're running X. Even on a basic 20x, right, or just a 10x margin, that's 6% right there. 6%. 20x is 12. 30, it means 24%. So this is a 24% move to the 200 moving average. So easy way to make, kind of like a quick thing. But other than that, guys, this is just a quick little video to kind of go over, what we're seeing. Right now we're breaking out of the channel. We don't have any bottom wicks here, so it looks like we're getting a little push. So right now we're just waiting for the 3-minute to end out, which will should give us a reversal. The 5-minute RSI is starting to turn green. We do have a buy signal there. We are above our 10 moving average, so it looks like right now we're going into that 10:30 push, which is 9:30 to 11:30, which is where the market likes to buy and purchase. We are above the 200s, so we're going to be looking for some longs here, protecting our shorts. It's a good thing too to basically always watch the trends of the market. Remember what times the trades are happening, or when they like to push, and normally about 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, 10:30 to 11:30. There's normally you get a nice little push here and there. So every single day, if you're playing that one little push, there's another thing that you can do. That trade right there can get you into a situation where you can take advantage of that move. All right, so let's go here. We're going to take a look at our trade here and get our stops in real quick. All right. And right now we're just going to play the 3-minute to see if we get a rejection on the RSI, which pushes this down a little bit to where we need it to be. see if it can slow down a little bit here. Let's go to the 15 minute. Are we on a buy on the 15? Our 15-minute buy is in here. Oh, we got a green trend buy here. This means this is going to push here. So we need to rotate out of here. We need to get into a long here. All right, so hit this here. 27, 50, 5, 2, 55, 4. I'm going to confirm. I'm going to get out of that trade, and now that we are in a 15-minute buy signal here, this is where we need to rotate over. We're going to bump our so here we go. So our 15-minute is in a buy. We just turned our trend green. Now we need to get into a position of buying. Our 5-minute is pushing. Our 3-minute is tapping. So our 1 minute is riding the top. This looks like an entry at 55. Let's see where we're at. All right, 27.55. Minutes trying to bounce. So let's cancel out of this. Turn this to 4. I'm gonna go long. Oh, I didn't get my movement in there. That's fine. And on here, guys, you always want to kind of have your stop losses, your ins and your outs. Right now we're jumping and we're missing our order. So what you want to do here is, and what order cannot be canceled? Okay. So when you get to your spot here, you can just kind of type this in, change that to like a higher little bit number, and then buy your long. And what that's going to do for you is give you where it kind of like buys in at the average a little bit higher. And we were able to get an entry here at 27.57. But because it was a little bit higher than the current price, it just opened up to where it started searching a little bit higher. So now instead of getting in at 27.55, which is what we've been looking for the whole time, we got a 27.57, which isn't bad. Nice little entry there. And now we're just going to ride this little buy sign on the 15. 27.60. Now at the end of the day, this is still going to be a short played move to the long, simply because you have a full trend that's showing a sell signal. So the market is still in a downward trend. It just seems right now that we're getting a dead cat bounce. So let me go here. And now we're just going to rotate into a entry zone here because we do have our green. Now notice here we have our RSI here. We're touching the 200 moving average at 2770. And what we need to do here is basically delete the short. And this is showing a trend swapping up. So this is something we're going to ride. And now let's go ahead and take a look at our long position. And if they're getting in at 27, $62, you want a stop loss that's only about 0.75 or 70, that's fine. And the entry point right here is 27.62. So let's get that a little bit higher here. Let's say they $64-ish. Okay. So what this means right here is on this entry that we're kind of playing here, we're going to play off this 200 moving average. So this 200 should flatten out right about here. And that's not too bad. So the 2% mark that we're looking for is going to be the trend line of 28.19. So now we're going to go here. Let's see here. Target 28.19. 2% move. 10x gets you 6% profits. 20x gets, my bad, it's 12% profits. Because we're doing a 2% move, 20x gets you 24%. And the stop loss is 27.60. And there we go. So just like that. So on our first trade, what we were kind of just setting up and getting the Discord and everything rolling and all the messages. And, you know, I just wasn't paying attention to the time, and I realized where I was at. And at this time, I want to be into, you know, the 9:30. We want to be looking to moving upwards. It's kind of like a trick of the market. And I was just long day, long night. But the best part is I started with my 300. I lost my $27 on my first trade, but I was able to get that right back on the reversal of a trade. So here we are, basically back to 297. And that's how quick it is when you set. Now, this is what I'm going to say. The most important thing is stop losses. Like when you put your stop losses in, you don't, you protect yourself from all the little the issues that, you know, pop up. You know what I mean? Like your stop loss protects you from the bad plays and gets you out of things that you need to get out of. All right, so now what we have here is we have a good position here because we have a buy signal, a trend turn green, a buy signal. So right here, the entry should have actually been 27.34. So I wasn't paying attention to that. I was kind of doing other things. And now what I'm looking for here is to solidify a solid move here. Is I'm looking for the green buy sign on my 45 minute. And here we have it. And I just need the trend line to turn green. So this buy signal here is 27.27. So if we get this to go green here, then we're in a really solid position. But right now we're just going to be looking for that small percent move. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. And then let's go back to the 15 minute for a kind of like a little more heads up, or what you say, you know, an early warning signal. And we're looking good here. We got our buy signal here at 27.09. Our volume was good, everything was good, but more importantly, right here is where we get in because the trend turns, and the trend turns at 27.33. So I just wasn't paying attention, and I missed my indicators, and that is my fault. But like I said, we were able to reverse really quickly, and we are already gaining on our losses. So we're starting to get back the money that we lost already, and that's what we're looking to do here. So we're looking really good. We should hit this 200 moving average at 27.98, and that's where I'll be looking to take some profits here to make sure that I'm always in the green. But we could go all the way up to this trend line that it's been trending on this entire time, which is kind of like the consolidation line of 28.19, which would be amazing, and that's our 2% move. So right now we're not too bad. We're looking good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now you just kind of sit in your trade, using the indicators and everything we need. We're able to take, better moves, more precise moves, and kind of get ourselves in that position. But right now we're just going to run these trades out and kind of work off the next hour or two on the longs, and that's probably going to be the pullbacks to the consolidation marks. And then overall, like if I look at this coin overall by hour we're green, but our trend isn't green yet, so we're starting to move into an upward market here. Things are starting to change here. Here we have our RSI changing, so this looks amazing here. This would be a buy-in here for the 1 hour at 27.19, which would be unbelievable. Or yeah, so we're looking. Yeah, this is looking like we're getting a move up here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So guys, looks like the market's going to give back some of the money it took. So make sure you get in there and grab some of that money that it dropped and it took. And another good move here is, like I was talking about earlier, is the coin, what they call the banker's coin, right? Which is normally where they take liquidation, people panic sell, and then the banks come back on this first move. They expect people to panic sell for profit, and then the bank will start to buy here, and they would push it back up to this level or even a little bit higher level. And then they will dump again to this level, and then at that point everyone will basically sell off, and they're trying to get more people to sell out, and then they will buy back here and ride it back up. So a lot of people wait for the move up, they short this move down, and then long this next move. So that's something you guys can look forward to and try to get into as it moves forward. But right now I'm just going to basically sit on this trade here, and our RSI is moving up a little bit, nice and even. It does look like we are on an upward trend here, but like I said, I like to see the signs as we go through on our 5 minutes. So here's our 3 minute, our green. We're green there, we're good. Our 5 minute trend is green, which is good. If our 15 minute is green, which is a buy-in at 27.37, we're good. So another thing I like to kind of look at to give me an idea if I'm going to get my position is where I have my buy. So I originally should have bought in here, and that 27.37 should have been my buy, and then my 2% gain is actually, the real gain is right there off that 200. So no matter what, that 27.93 is definitely a target that we're going to push for. The reason why I do that is because normally what all market makers do, and profit takers and traders, is they take that 2% and they're doing a 20x or 30x, and that's 24 to 30, 36%. So that's pretty much all they really need. So it looks like we're going to be in this little trade for another hour or so. So it looks like it's a slow climb to the north side for at least an hour, or at least the next 4 hours, and then from there we'll be going different directions. Yeah, it looks like it is turning green here. It does look like it's starting to change the trend. What I'm really looking for before you can go really all in on a trade is, I like for my 45 minute, I'm a 45 minute and 1 hour trader, right? So on the 1 hour trade here, I'm not fully loaded here. I still need to see a buy signal here, and that's where I would normally trade off of. So if you're a beginner trader and you're looking to kind of like save yourself money and to get into better trades, this is the program that we actually teach, which is a very simple program based on the 1 hour. So once this 1 hour comes in here and starts showing me a buy signal in here, and a trend change, that would let me know that the market is actually like in a full, it's had its pullback, its retracement, etc., and then it moves up to there. So trade on the 1 hour, right? I know a lot of times everyone's trying to trade on everything else, but the safest way to do this is to trade on the 1 hour, and that just eliminates all the pullbacks and the liquidity grabs and all that other stuff. And it just basically what it does, it just avoids all the little fake outs, and then basically on the 1 hour, once it's fully consolidated, the buy signal that we have with our training course is a solid buy signal, and that's pretty much eliminated all the entry spots. And from this, you can kind of get yourself set up. The only thing you're going to use these 30 minutes and 15-minute zones are for, these are for the zones of like what's a good entry, right? So right here, this is an average price here of 27.51, right? So this seems like an average, and on that average, I would go back to my 1 hour and I would say, okay, we're starting to work out here. So the average is 27.51. So here I would put a buy in now that we're starting to move up. Now the only thing that worries me is our RSI is kind of closing in at the top, which means that the original thoughts of a short is still in there, which means we might only have a 1 hour push, and then we'll be back into our short positions. That's kind of how the market works. They normally go for a 10:30 to 11:30, 12 o'clock push, and then they go back into shorts. So you just want to kind of like learn your market timing and see where you're at. So right here on the 4 hour, we're green here, even though we're in a sell position, which means that the future of this coin is a downward trend. So a lot of these moves here are going to be the push up to the banker's coin, and then they're going to come right back down, and then they're going to go back up to their bigger push. So remember that, push up to where they came from, down to get all the extra people out, and then they go through a push. So there's always that extra. So when you see these big drops, guys, remember you'll have a push, a down, a higher push, and then it's coming back down. Look it up as a banker's coin type move. Those trades are really nice because that can get you some really interesting wins here and there. So that looks like that's in play based on our longer time frames. So right now what we're doing is we're just working on this dead cat bounce, and we're trying to get lucky on the pushbacks up. So right now it's consolidating. It looks like the 27.77 is the current high. It did hit our 1%, and we just didn't take it. So we're looking for the rejection off the 20 moving average. So we're still looking for this to keep slowly moving up and pushing past this 20 moving average at the 21.72-ish. But we do have a 30-minute green, so that's a good sign here that the trend is turning. And this is where, as you're a new beginner trader, you want to get into that 45-minute green trend. So if you're not good at leverage or using leverage and stuff like that at higher leverages, you don't want to be taking a lot of trades. You just want to get yourself into the best trades possible, right? Meaning that you work off of 45-minute, depending on the coin too, like depending on the size of the coin, right? You want to work out the 45-minute and the 1 hour. That's what we teach and train. Really nothing else. That will get you the trades that you need and the consolidations that you need. So right now we have a buy on the 45, which lets us know we're going to consolidate in here. But until the trend line, which is this bottom trend line. So if if you guys have bought your indicators and you're in the trading classes, you know what I'm talking about here, your trend line. When you have to wait on our indicators for our trend line to turn green here. Now once we get the trend line here into a green, then we are in a full buy position on the 45, and that's where we'll be looking to touch the 20 moving average for profits, and that's where we'll gauge our move. Until then, we're just going to hang out until we get that green line. Pretty much nothing else we can really do there until we get that. But we need this trend to go green. So you can't go into this trade until you get that moving trend line. We need that 20, we need that green buy trend. But we're in a good spot here, guys, because we do have our 30-minute, which is kind of like so our 15-minute shows that we have a trend up. RSI has some room to run, so we're good there. We take a look at our 30-minute. Our 30-minute just turned green. That's kind of like a preve to the future. So that means we're in a good spot here. And I don't mind the 30-minute on the $50 coin and below. But rookie traders, and the correct trading is to wait for the 45-minute. Okay, guys, if you bought our indicators course and you were taking our indicators course, right? And if the indicators course, if you bought it, you went to linktree.com. / venture capitalist, right? So you went to this website here, linktree.com, venture capitalist, and you bought the winning indicators here, no experience necessary, and you got those all set up. So those are going to be where you're going to operate off of the 45-minute candles and the 1-hour candles. Those are going to be your candles. And what you're waiting for here is going to be the trend. We need that trend to go. So now you just work your way up. When you see the 15-minute trend turn in, you're like, all right, we're getting close to a green. Now that just means in the next 45 minutes, right? So think about this. Every candle is like a 3x into the future, meaning that if you're on a 15-minute, that kind of gives you a vision of the next 15 minutes times 3, 45 minutes. So you know that if you see this trend turn green, you should come back in the next 45 minutes, because what you want to see is if the trend turns green on the 30, and it did. So now that you have it on the 30, you got an hour and a half wait to see if we can get it turned on the 45. Now if this trend turns on the 45, then we have a nice solid entry. And it's probably going to turn on the 45 once it basically comes down on this RSI and bounces and then starts to do a bigger push. And that's where we'll see it kind of hit some resistance on a moving average. I'm looking for it to actually do a little bit of a nice explosion. Hopefully we can get to this 200 moving average at 28.65. That would be lovely. So that's the trade we're in right here, guys. That's how to use your indicators, and just kind of like be patient here. So if you're the way to trade here is off of the 45-minute and the 1 hour. So we're just going to wait here for our green, and then we're going to increase our buy zone in here. And another thing you guys can do is a lot of our students and a lot of guys, what they do is they use a cost average buying technique. So let's say, they have $1,000 in margins. What they do is they don't buy the $1,000 when they do the 10x or 20x. They buy in at 50%, and then when there's a pullback, if it goes lower than their previous buy-in, they will then buy in another 25%, and if it goes lower than that again on another pullback, they'll buy in again at another 25%, so that they lower their buy-in position, and which gives them, when they go up, it gives them more profit. So they're always in the win. And that's just a nice little pro tip for you guys to be on top of your game. So now that we're on the third, like I said, we have an hour and a half wait. So 9:30 to 10. So we have 10:30. So we have until 11 o'clock. And by 11 o'clock, hopefully we get this little trend to turn green. So in the next hour, we can get this trend line to flip green for us. Then we're going to run up to that 200 moving average. We're probably going to hit the 20 for, we'll hit the 20 for sure, but I mean, a boy can dream, right? But we should be, I mean, think about it. If we get that move, right? That move up to the 200 moving average is literally not too bad. It's a 4% move. And that 4% move, that's times six for every percent, and then that's for a 10x. So that would be 24, right? 6 times 4, 24%. Now, if you're doing a 20x, that's times 2, that's 48%. And if you're doing a 30x, that's 36%. So that's not a that's a really healthy move there, and that's what we're banking on, and that's what we're looking for. You know, we do have where the RSI can make this really long run here, so we're looking like that's where we're headed right now. I mean, I feel really confident here. I'm just waiting for this trend to turn green, and that's pretty much it. We just want to see some green. We just want to see some green. Show some greenbacks. The soul climb to the north. But yeah, guys, I think this is the trade. We're gonna get what we want. Hopefully, we hit that 200 moving average. But that's pretty much what we got, guys. Appreciate your time and effort, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Take some of these lessons, move forward. Guys, if you're interested in getting into the buy and sell signals so that you know exactly when you're getting in, when the trends are changing, and how to make trades that are guaranteed to give you the profits that you need, don't forget to go to our Patreon site, which is linktree.com/venture capitalist. And you will see right now we have the huge wins, buy and sell indicators, no experience. You literally just do what it's told. We give you all the videos that teach you everything that you need to do. If you guys are more interested in just getting the call outs on when to buy or the trades that I'm going into, you just go into here and you can see my trades. I got a 90% win rate, and then you can just follow my trades and learn and do whatever you want to do. But the way we do it is we just focus on teaching trades that bring in profits that are literally a system to go from $1,000 to $50,000 in a year. So it's pretty nice, pretty simple. We don't overextend it. We don't push it. Most students or most people that follow it, like my trades alone, we could take $1,000 and turn it into $100,000, and then we just do it over and over and over. But other than that, that's what we do. No experience is necessary to follow these buy signals. You just basically you watch a chart and you just you have alerts and call outs and stuff like that in the VIP, and you just kind of like move through the progressions. Like I said, we got our 30-minute has our trend says buy. That means we should be in a 27-21 buy zone right here. And you want to always buy as soon as the trend line turns. So on the 30-minute, we would have bought in at the 27.21, and then to see how far we're going to go. We were basically waiting on the 45-minute to push through, and to go to the 15-minute to see a prelude to if we're slowing down. And this is kind of where you can see if you need to take profits early or whatever. So right here we're still green, we're still above the moving average. We had a higher high, and now we're making a little bit of a higher low. And then what we should see here is, because the wick has a higher thing in here, there's more of a buying pressure, where we should see a little bit of a consolidation and then a nice little push here. So we're still in a good spot. 5-minute is showing a new buy signal, which is a circle, meaning that there's buying pressure. So once again, we're still moving up, but this is how you monitor your trade. Take a look at the 3-minute. Yep, 3 minutes going green. So we've had our pullback, our retracement already, which is what we went through, and now we're going through the push. So all we're doing here is basically we just need to make sure that we're continuing to moving forward on the pullbacks and so forth, the consolidations. And right now, we are staying above our trend line, which is amazing, and hopefully we can make this new trend line here. But what we will be watching is when we get these wicks is like on these pushbacks, are we able to break higher highs? That's what we're watching right now, and that will determine whether or not we should be looking into taking profits on spikes, so that way we're where we want to be in our money. RSI is coming down, so we're good. We're still in our 27.57 range, so we just need a bounce. So this is all playing out pretty normal. Buy, we're in a buy in the 1 minute. The RSI came up, came down. So normally this will be a consolidation move, so we're still in a good spot there. The 5 minute is showing a little bit of push, but we are getting red. So this right here is just showing that we're starting to consolidate. But notice how the 3 minute has come, the 5 minute coming down is starting to flatten out, which means we're going to start seeing a little more of a push. And like I said, the 15 minute is still green. We have a buy side. I mean, so we're just consolidating right now. Now this is where you want to be watching and looking for your moving averages. So here's the 10 moving average. It's closing in on the 20. And then normally what happens is the coins will bounce off the 20. But once the 10 starts to cross the 20, we should have a nice little push up. We should get that cross in there, which we're starting to see. So yeah, we're still in a good position here, man. Now, like I said, the only thing I'm really looking for is for this to turn green, this trend line. And that would be where the students should buy in. So if you're a student right now and you're watching this Twitch live, remember your indicators are telling you to buy, but you need all 3 indicators to tell you buy on the 45 minute and above. Meaning you need the buy signal, right? You need the volume signal to be green, the buy signal to be green, and then you need the trend line, which is your trend right here. You need that to go green, and then you can buy in. But it seems right now, if you're looking at the average price here, which is the coin constantly coming back down, that more than likely, since it keeps hitting 27.52, 27.52 every time it pumps, that's probably the bottom, and then that's where you should be thinking about buying it. That's pretty much it. Interesting forms here. But always set your stop losses, guys. It seems right here our 27.52 is our average. So you can kick your stop loss up here to the $27 and let's say 48 cents and kind of move it up a little bit there. So that way you're not, you're not at any type of real risk. And other than that, we're just waiting on this push, man. Ooh, the 1 hour buy signal kicked in. That's nice. That gives us a little insight. Now we just need these to go green. Green, green. Do 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 do. Come on, 45. Turn green, baby. Turn green, man. Turn green, brother. As soon as it turns green, guys, you can go in on your buy. But like I said, the average here is when you're watching the average, it keeps hitting 27.53. So that's after 3 times. That's where I would start saying to myself, I need to buy in at 27.53-ish, right? 27.52-ish. That's really what you want to get into, and then it's like you're setting yourself up for the best little buy. You would have got it right here. This little buy sign came in. You had this wick come down to 27.22, and then next one you could set that. Since you're waiting on your trend line to turn green, you have a buy signal, and here's your original green candle, right? 27.18. The body is 27.16, so go halfway up and say that I can buy here at 27.26. And then when your buy signal kicks in, and now it's coming down, you can set your buy to get, slightly below your entry right there because it's 1 hour or 45 minutes, and then you would be in this trade at 27.27, and this move here, literally on a 27.27 is about that move right there with that wick would have been the 2%. Like, you see how funny that is? So you would have got your 2% on that wick move, 24% gains. So let's say you had $1,000, right, and you did margins or futures at 20x. That right there, that 2% gain is 6, 12, 24%. That's $240 on that one little pump. And then you could have just waited for the pullback, which you got, and then re-enter. And look for the big dog to run. But other than that, man, we're just consolidating. Oh, we're just waiting for our little green, man. We gotta go green here, brother. We gotta go green. 30 minute, still green, still green. We're trying to break that 20 moving average, still green. 15 minute. We're still green. We're still good. So then now we're just going to watch the 15 minute to see if that trend turns red so that we can get out of our trade if we need to get out of our trade earlier. That way during a pump we can just make a decision to take the profits, whatever they are. You can grab some type of profits that just keep you, level. You stay even. The secret to really to make the hugest things all the time is just keep yourself where you're just getting out of bad trades even, so that when the good trades hit you just really maximize your profits. Interesting. Let's go. Other than that, guys, good luck out there. I'm going to go get some breakfast. But make sure you're moving your stop losses. Here, you want to move your stop loss up to 27.30. What are we in? 55. So yeah, 27.34. Not too shabby. Still looking good. All right, guys. Good luck. We'll be on a little bit later, man. Keep your trading. Stay positive. Stay focused.